Well, you probably heard by now about President Donald Trump's new tax plan, but how will it impact you? Rasha Goel has more on what city leaders want you to know.
President Trump's new tax bill is creating questions and discontent among California state officials and LA city officials. They are encouraging the general public to become more aware of what's at stake in the upcoming years. Here are some things they recently shared.
We see the 4 pillars of American prosperity: owning your own home, being able to get a good education, having decent health care, and a decent job, all under attack from this tax bill that was passed.
President Donald Trump signed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act in December. The new tax bill cuts the corporate tax rate from 35% to 21%. The top individual tax rate will drop from the current level of 39.6% to 37%. The bill doubles the standard deduction and eliminates personal exemptions, but officials say middle-class families will take the biggest hit.
While the tax cuts for corporations were made permanent, any tax benefits for the middle class evaporates after a few years and raises their taxes.
Families making less than $30,000 a year will see a massive tax increase starting in 2021. That's an increase of 30% on LA's lowest income households.
State and local tax deductions known as SALT would be eliminated, which would yield $1.3 trillion in revenue for the federal government. Californians will feel the hit.
Did you know that over 6 million Californians use the SALT deduction? Now, for 100 years, Americans have been able to deduct their state and local taxes on the principle that they should not be taxed twice. Now that is gone. Instead, Californians will become an even greater donor state to Washington, D.C.
The act repeals the Obamacare tax on those without health insurance in 2019. Without the mandate, it is estimated 13 million people will drop their plans. The government would save $338 billion by not having to pay their subsidies.
When people don't have health care, they dial 911. Your firefighter paramedics become their medical providers, and then they take them to emergency rooms, which means that in many instances, when you have a call or when you may have a need for 911, our resources may not be available because they're taking care of the uninsured in relation to this new law.
According to an LA Times article, California residents pay more in taxes than any other state, $405 billion, or about 12% of all taxes paid in the country. Local officials say they are planning to hold community forums and meetings to further educate residents on the new tax bill and are encouraging everyone to attend. In downtown Los Angeles, I'm Rasha Goel for LA This Week.
The impact on the $20 trillion national debt will eventually be higher than projected. A future Congress will probably extend the tax cuts that expire in 2025.